Okay, so I just aligned this real quick. This is I noticed this weather pattern right here. This weather over the Earth right here, right now in this moment over Asia, and I looked at it and I said, "Oh, that could be a Jupiter pattern right there, Jupiter storm pattern." So I saved it, of course, and I overlaid that picture of the Jupiter storm flipped over backwards. This picture's flipped backwards right here. Pictures flip backwards, and the reason why, you got to look for this Jupiter storm has a pyramid on the top of it, as you can see. Watch, I'll show you. It always has the pyramid right there. See that? Okay, so when you get that, I mean, this is a pretty good alignment, I think, actually, because it shows that you can actually see another variance of it right here. See the pyramid top right here. You could probably move this down and see how the spot would fill China in if I did that. See if I brought the pyramid down, the pyramid part of Jupiter, and I brought it, and if I would align it here, you would see that this part would line up with the coast of China. You see how it's got that same long shape? That's why Jupiter is important. You see there's the eye right there. That's the Jupiter storm. That's the Jupiter storm. Now all I did was align this to the clouds just a minute ago. I had never put this here before, never. And it has some good things fall right into place. First of all, the Gobi Desert and this place right here. This is like a huge gold mine, copper, whatever, silver, all kinds of shit. It's huge. I mean, they're totally taking advantage of it. But you can see why it would be there. Look at it's at the bottom. It's the most southern part. This is the steppe. They call this area the steppe in Mongolia right here. I guess it steps down or something. And they got the Siberian traps up here. They got a lot of crazy stuff. But anyways, it steps. This is where the gold is here. And if you look at this over the Earth, take away the weather, and look at this where this is over the Earth, you can see how it goes right in the borders. Basically, that's what I did. I lined up the pyramid, and this just fell right into the borders right here. And you look at where this thing is right here, this giant lake right here, this lake right here. And if you look in this, you can see there's like a break right there. See the break? It comes down to the center, and that's like I mean, this is a great place to look for a gold mine right there. I'm telling you. If you knew that Jupiter pattern was there from watching the weather, if you were like watching the weather like I do, and you found this in the weather, and you had some pull, they know this already. They all know this already. It's just not even. I mean, it's just lined up like that. I'm not saying it's exactly right on the money, but you can see a lot of other things that are. I mean, it's. Think what you want. I'm telling you, I got better alignments of Jupiter with the weather on the Earth than this. This is just a light little patch of weather they showed, so it could not. It's possible that it's the same thing. Trust me. It just all works out with the gold mine and everything. You can see I'll move this down and I'll put it over there where China is. Watch just for a second. I gotta turn the weather back on. Oh, right here. And then look at China. See how it's the same shape? Look. I don't want to hit OK because I want to keep that one I originally had. But you can see how it's the same shape as China. Look. Fits right in there. Just by lining up the pyramid top with that pyramid of the weather right there. That shape in the weather right here. And you can see how it just fits China perfectly. Right there. So I'm going to cancel that so it stays where it was. Because this is going to show better. This is going to show something better, I think. That shows pretty good right there, too. Because if you go to, like, okay, let's take a look. See this spot right here? This is China. If I take this way, you can see better. This area right here. Now, if we go to Knoll School, and look at that spot, and you can see. Look at right here. Check it out. This is not that. Usually it's a lot dark. It can get a lot darker than this. Right here. I have a picture saved of it right here. This whole spot right here. Or I just showed it to you, the Jupiter spot. Let's take a look at the one I have saved that's better than that. If I can find it. It's up here somewhere. Not too far. Oh, it's over here. See that? Look at that. Oh, baby. Bermuda. That's a Bermuda one or something. Bermuda eruption. Here it is, right here. See the China? See how that's actually China here? Let me turn these borders off. See that hole? That's the Jupiter storm right there. See how that all comes together that way? There's your Himalayas there. They go right up to Baja. Where the Baja is there. Watch. This is a good overlay right here. Really nice. Because I have truly seen this. About right here is where that desert is, the Teardrop Desert. And I'm telling you, I've seen it perfectly in the weather, right in this area of the western United States. That teardrop shape perfectly, and you can see it. I mean, you can. It's right here. You just got to get used to seeing it and where it goes. But see that spot? Look at that. That fits right in with what I just showed you. That was the first time I had done it like that in that spot, that location. That's the very first time I ever put it here in China, or I mean the Jupiter spot. And then look here. See the pyramid with the eye? In China, see that? The pyramid with the eye. That's kind of crazy, huh? But you never noticed that, huh? Pyramid. Okay, maybe some of you already know. But anyways, just pointing that out, that spot right there where I just dragged that, put Jupiter, you can see that makes sense. How hot that area, or how, it has activity there. These areas have activity. That's what you got to understand. These important places. It's not just from the sky. Not everything comes from the sky. A lot of weather comes from below. Most weather, actually. Typhoons and hurricanes come from below. I mean, the sun heats the earth and all that good stuff too, and it pulls on certain things, whatever. But I'm telling you, it still comes. The weather comes from below first. The weather on Earth. I mean, there's space weather that must do something too, I'm sure. But this is weather under the earth. Maybe responding to those other things out in space, I'm sure. Since that's Jupiter and Mare Oriental on the moon, so which is it? Maybe it's had more than one spot. Because I don't. You know what? I know from doing this for so long that the moon always aligns to the Earth at a bigger size. I mean, I've done some perfect overlays that are guaranteed the same exact thing, same thing backwards. You know what I'm saying? I know in my own mind that's the truth. Whatever anybody else believes don't matter to me. I mean, in a way it does, but not really. But anyways, I don't think Jupiter's big. I don't think Jupiter's big, and I don't think the moon is small. Why should I? Not when you see this kind of stuff. I just showed you Jupiter fitting perfectly with this right here. I mean, so that's not very big. If we're talking Jupiter, if they say that how many Earths can fit in that spot? That's total bullshit. To me, it looks like this spot right here is about as big as just this spot on the Earth, China. This is the actual size it is. That's how big the Jupiter storm is on Jupiter. I can't see it being bigger and making it small on the Earth or whatever. I can't see that. It's possible, I guess, but it had to be some kind of close-up connection. If not, impact, then some kind of connection for sure. And it's still, if it was as big as they say, it would seem crazy to leave such a small spot. But you never know. There's always things to learn. Have a great night.